We are Group A 2.3. This is a presentation for the project title Real-Time Speech to Braille Converter for People with Auditory and Visual Impairments. Our main target was to convert speech to Braille. In simulation, we used a virtual serial port driver to connect with the Bluetooth module in our circuit and send the text input, which was presented as the output of speech to text. STM32 chip shows us the output in the LED dot matrix of Braille. In experimental setup, we also use speech to text and it is sent to STM32 using a Bluetooth module. Then the chip drives LED arrays where they act as the dynamic dot matrix of Braille. Braille is a form of written language for blind people in which characters are represented by patterns of raised dots that are filled with fingertips. It allows users to read computer screens and other electronic support using refreshable Braille displays. We are going to use an ARM Cortex M series board Eagles API to convert speech into Braille so that one can understand conversation in real time using it. Speech is taken as an input, which is analyzed through using speech to text and get the textual output. Using a Bluetooth module, it is sent to STM32 board, which is programmed to convert it into an electrical signal to operate some mechanical entities. The electrical signal is used to run LEDs that represent the Braille output. Here is our simulation and experimental demonstration.
This is STM32CubeIDE. Here we generated the hex file for the Proteus. From a variety of STM32, we chose STM32F103C6LQF48, which has a Cortex M6 microprocessor, in accordance with the simulation in our Proteus. Before jumping into the code, we have a couple of configuration settings to set up. First of all, we have to set the system core. In the RCC settings, we have to choose the high-speed clock to crystal ceramic resonator, and also make sure that in our clock configuration the high speed external clock is selected and system clock and high speed clock are all 8 megahertz. After that, we again move to the connectivity settings and choose the USA RT1, which is a universal synchronous asynchronous receiver transmitter, and make the mode asynchronous. Also in the parameter settings, we have to change the baud rate to 9600 bits per second and the data direction to receive only, as in the PA100 we only need to receive the serial data that comes from the Bluetooth HC05 or HC06 Bluetooth. After that, we have to choose the PV0 to PV5 pins as our GPIO output, which will actually light up the LEDs. After proper configuration, we actually generated the code from the code generator and make necessary changes in accordance to our system requirement.
Now I will demonstrate the Proteus simulation part of our project. After generating the hex file from STM32CubeIDE, we will use it in the program file of our STM32F1 Proteus component. And also one important thing to do is make the crystal frequency of this component to 8 MHz, similar to the STM32CubeIDE clock configuration. Here, the PA10 pin of the STM32 is an asynchronous serial input data receiver port that receives input data from a Bluetooth module connected to the STM32 and has 6 output pins from PB0 to PB5. All these output pins are set to 1 until no input is received. When there is any input, some of them are forced to be 0 using the coding condition we created in STM32CubeIDE. And we have these 6 LEDs to show the specific output pattern for each Braille alphabet. And here, this Bluetooth module is connected to STM32, which is receiving a text from an Android device that is converting the speech into text. And this Bluetooth module is used as our Android device to transmit the text via Bluetooth to the Bluetooth module connected to the STM32. As we can't have any Android device module in Proteus, we are generating text in this Bluetooth module and transmitting it to this one. And to connect these two Bluetooth modules, we used a virtual serial port driver and configured their physical port and virtual baud rate similar to the STM32CubeIDE configuration. Now I will show you how it will work. I'm writing here some alphabets, and it will light up the specific combination of LEDs for each specific Braille alphabet. And with its own specific frequency, the Braille conversion process is real time.
Our project is speech to braille generation for people with auditory and visual impairment. At first, for input interface, we have used Android Meets Robot Voice app. This app directly converts speech to text and sends it to a microprocessor through Bluetooth connection. For Bluetooth communication, we have used a HC05 Bluetooth module, which needs to be powered by VCC and GND pin. Its RX and TX pins are connected to the processor's TX and RX pin respectively. Our main microprocessor, which will be coded, is STM32 Blue Pill board. Its A9, A10 pins are used as RX and TX pins. For programming this Blue Pill board, boot 0 needs to be in position 1 and boot 1 needs to be in position 0. Its B0, B1, B12, B13, B14, B15 pins are used as output pins to light up the LED. A USB to serial converter is used to run the program from the laptop to the STM32. Now for the 6 LEDs are used as analogy for the whole braille system. For any letter received as input, the corresponding LEDs are switched for 5 seconds. For any number, first number indicator is produced by these LEDs. For the demonstration purpose, road. Here is the corresponding braille letter for R, and the LEDs are lighted up according to the R. Here is for the O. Next for A. Next for B. Another example, 15. Here is the number indicator for 1. Then another number indicator for 5.
Here are some snippets for both demonstrations. Our plan is to replace the LEDs with either piezoelectric devices or some small motor parts that can be felt through touch. For commercialization, we will also build a good case around it for protection and beautification. Also, we will reduce the latency enough to feel like real-time conversation. Finally, we plan to use less costly components so that it is affordable to more people. We had so much planned for this project, but due to COVID-19 situation, we had to compensate a lot. Though in the end, we managed to pull through everything. So we are pleased with our final outcome and hope one day we will manage to follow through our plans with this project. Thank you.